Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. With my wife and kids, we run an antique shop in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, filled with some of the most unique items we can find. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
From home, honey.
Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Well, I just got back from an estate sale and I bought a whole truckload of stuff, which I'll do a second video on showing you the other things that I got. But today we're going to take a peek inside of this Victorian jewelry box. Now, the lady said it was her great-great-grandmother's, and although they'd used it up until, I don't know, who knows how long ago, maybe 40, 50 years ago, it's got all sorts of stuff in there. Now, she did tell me it's probably mostly costume jewelry. I feel it's got some weight to it. We're going to crack it open and go through it. I've not gone through it yet. I've been excited and waiting to get home to go through this. So let's dig into this box together and see what's inside. Okay, first things first, let's crack it open. Okay, well, there is stuff inside. I don't know where to start. It looks like there's multiple levels here. I wonder if that was a spot for a pen on that side. The first thing that kind of catches my eye, other than, you know, all this jewelry that's in here, is this ribbon. It's got the man on the moon. It's got a piece of it, looks like. And what does it say? Third annual session, Moose Jaw, June 1916. From the Rebecca Association, and that IOOF is the International Order of Oddfellows. So that is a very old, a 1916 ribbon from the Rebecca Lodge, which was basically like the female version of the Oddfellows. Really cool piece, and I'm guessing that's been on there for a while. Let's see if it will come off after all those years. Let's see which way it's pinned on. I think like that. There we go. Set that there. One cool piece already. And there's all sorts of little stuff in here too. Brooches. Sadly, I don't think that's going to be anything too precious. Costume jewelry though. It looks sort of like a trinket box, you know, there's bits of buttons. Oh, it's kind of neat. Look, the jewelry box itself is designed to, I think that's where you'd put your bracelet or maybe your necklace, and then you put the pendant in the middle. Maybe that's what it was for. Kind of a cool box itself. So in the top row, we've got a couple, these might be silver actually. A silver brooch. And it looks like matching silver earrings, and because they're bigger, they're actually screw-on clip style. Those are pretty cool. I'll untangle those later. Like a fine filigree silver rose almost. Some beads. Going through these jewelry boxes can be fun. We've obviously found a few good ones in our day. But look at that. That is a RCA, I believe that's a Royal Canadian Air Force button. Marked Canada on the back. And I think that would be Second World War, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe there'll be some other memorabilia in the mix here too. This is a big costume brooch. Well, it's not super big, but likely gold filled. I don't think that's solid gold. With a cut glass stone. I think that's glass. I don't believe that that's a proper stone. Really neat though, either way. Let's sit that down there. It looks like it needs a good cleaning. Same with this. Imagine if that was a real emerald. My goodness, that'd be a big, big rock. A real emerald, they wouldn't mount, I don't think, like that, because you'd want the light to pass through, so I don't think it would have a solid back, but it, you know, it was a piece of decorative jewelry. It's pretty neat. With a little gold chain. Oh, this probably houses something a little bit more unique. That looks like a Actually, I think this is probably the inside of it there. It's a cameo brooch. Nice old one too. I think that would have set right inside like that. It's come loose, obviously, from its setting. I think that would fit in there nicely if it was properly mounted. Oh, see if I can get that in there. There we go. So it probably would have been something kind of like that. Just needs a back put on it. But the clasp isn't broken, so that's a repairable piece. Cameo brooches can be worth, you know, $100 or more like that. It's a neat piece. There's another brooch in there too, and I'm not familiar. It looks like it is possibly silver as well. It almost looks like iridescent sort of moonstone, but it has this funny little nodule, this bump on it with a pink spot. It's kind of a neat piece. Not overly familiar with that, but it's pretty cool. Looks to be one of the older items in here. There's definitely a couple pieces that look older. Oh, there's another military item. Set that there. Looks like they turned it into an earring. It's kind of unique. Let's see, there's a couple more earrings in here. Screwback style, costume jewelry. You look to see if it's Sherman or a better brand. Those don't seem to be marked, but they're not bad. They've got some good color to them. Oh, look, this looks like a little sweetheart pin. This would be the sort of thing that they gave to wives of soldiers or things of that nature. I'm trying to see if I can focus in on it. I'm not getting a good focus, but it does say Royal Air Force on it. It would have had a little pin on the back. Oh, there's a broken heart. Look at that. Maybe a little piece of amber. It's been broken and mended a few times, I think. And yet they kept it all those years. There's another Air Force pin. Stick that there. Okay. Little cat ornament. That almost looks like it came from Red Rose Tea or something along those lines. Okay, let's take this out and see what's underneath. Okay, well, there's more in the bottom of the box. It's not mounted full. Well, this side kind of is. What is this? Oh, old blue ribbon coupons. You will find them in Blue Ribbon Tea premium coupons. Save these coupons for valuable premiums. And they did. But they never used them. This is kind of an interesting piece. These are look like they're blown glass balls that have these sort of silver attachments in between as decoration. It's kind of an interesting item. Kind of a cool clasp on it. Don't know how old something like that would be, but that's kind of a neat piece. Oh, here's a early mechanical pencil. Would have hung from a chain. Is there lead in it still? Doesn't appear to be any lead in it, but cool piece. Oh, it has a name on it or something. Let's see. Compliments of Harry Foster. I wonder who he was or what that business was. Or maybe it was just a guy who walked around with little mini pencils. He's like, tell him Harry Foster sent you, and here's a pencil. That's kind of neat. Oh, that might be actual gold. It looks like a very fancy and very old button. But that looks like it's actual gold on the top of it, maybe the side too. I'll have to check it out for gold marks, but just that looks like it's gold to me. We'll set that aside. Look at the way this button goes on. It kind of like threads through on both sides or has a hook on it. Kind of a neat thing, actually. It's a good early piece. Another brooch for someone named Janet. If your name isn't Janet, you're out of luck. There's a little violin pendant. Oh, this is a cap badge. And that is World War II, Second War. But that is a cap badge. So we're getting a few military items in the mix. Oh, look, there's another matching button. Early buttons can be quite collectible too. Sometimes you find the clothes that could use a button like that and they're missing. There's some costume jewelry. Earrings, screwback style. Of course, we don't usually use the screwback style anymore. These probably have a bit of age to them. They could be 20s, 30s, somewhere around there. And here's another mechanical pencil. Little guy, will set that up there by Mr. Foster's pencil. Funny little horse pendant. It's plastic. That's probably 1950s or so, but kind of a funky looking thing. Look, a tiny little bottle of Chanel No. 5. Still has a little bit of perfume floating around in there too. What else do we have? Well, a tennis style bracelet costume. Not in the best shape. Some of these little cubits are popping out of their place there, but well, actually, I think that's not a tennis bracelet. That's a choker. That's what that is. That's a necklace. Go great with a flapper dress or something like that. What's this? Bank of Montreal, Province of Canada. Bank token. 1844 halfpenny. Well, that's a pretty early piece of Canadian history. This would be before Canada was Canada. This would have been like currency that the bank issued. That's because Canada wasn't founded officially until 1867. So that's a very, very early piece of Canadian currency. It's too bad somebody punched a hole in it to turn it into a necklace, but really, really cool piece. Halfpenny. Yeah, you know, the condition wouldn't have been all that bad on it either, really. Okay, we'll set that aside. That's kind of a fun piece. Here we've got some cufflinks. And you always have to be careful because sometimes these things are actual gold. And that one looks like it might be gold. I'll have to get my loop out and check all this stuff over. But when it's a little bit thinner, usually it might just be a little bit of gold. But still, there's a matching set of monogram gold cufflinks. Pretty nifty. There's a small hook, and I believe that these, I don't know if the small ones were used for the same thing, but usually when you see a hook like this, it's for using to pull your laces tight on your boots, on a Victorian boot. This might have been one that you would just kind of keep in your clutch purse or something so you could easily do it, but kind of fancy. Nice little carved stone, tiger eye-ish almost looking handle on it. Kind of neat. Got quite the little assortment over there. More earrings. More earrings. Neat little pin. Oh, that's a Masonic pin. And odds are that's probably a real ruby and real gold. A lot of times these were. It's not a huge pin, but you can see the dagger on the bottom. That's still used by Masons today. So somebody was a Mason at some point. And there's a it's not a tie clip, but it is a pin. It's World War II military. Got a couple of watches in here too. Now, you have to be careful because sometimes a watch like this, and this one is Superva, which wasn't a bad brand, but not super high end. It's missing the crown off of it. So we'll be able to tell if it's working. But sometimes early Rolexes were cased like this. So you have to make sure that you check it because sometimes they didn't say Rolex on the dial. You'd have to open up the back and check and see what was on the movement. Which is super easy to do. This just pops off the back of the watch. This comes out of the case and you flip it over. And were it to say Rolex on one of the big gears there, or Rolco, you'd know that you'd have a Rolex watch. 15 jewels was a decent quality movement though. 15 was kind of the standard for a decent quality mechanical watch. So Art Deco tank watch. I think it just needs a crown. I don't think there's too much wrong with it. It was actually trying to run while I had it out. But we'll set that aside. And there is another watch in here too. And this one, I will have to pop the back to see what brand it is because I can't tell. But this is a ladies Art Deco tank watch. Really popular style at the time. They're very small, so they're not super in fashion right now. But let's open up the back and see what brand this one is. Okay, as we open the back, I can see it says on the movement, Burlington Watch Company. So it is also 18 karat solid gold. So that's probably 18 karat white gold. And it's dated July 1921 is when they patented that case design. So that is a nice early ladies, cocktail watch, 1920s era. Really decent condition too. That's a nice piece. Look, I gave it a wind. Check that out. It's working. Now, I'll have to see if it's keeping good time, but the fact that it's working right away after sitting in this box for who knows how long is a really good sign. So I'll set that one aside, and we'll keep on digging. Okay, more earrings. Set those aside. Part of a brooch. Masonic symbol again. I should almost separate out the Masonic stuff from mother of pearl backed brooch. And another military piece to add to our collection. No war medals that I can see though. It would always be nice if there was. Mind you, if I found them, I'd want to make sure that I offer them back to the family, because that might be something they want to hang on to. Let's see what's in this little box. This appears to be a lot of, those are Mason's cufflinks. $1931. Another early Masonic. This is all Masonic stuff. So this must have been where all the gentleman kept his stuff. Those are Masonic. That's not. Those are just cufflinks. That definitely is. No denying that. But again, some of this stuff might be gold as well. I mean, there's an interesting tie clip that has the spade, or the trowel, I guess, for bricklaying. That's the matching clip for that. Lots of fun little cufflinks and things. Buttons. Oh, hey, that's neat. That might actually be a chunk of real gold. People would take gold nuggets and put them on a pin like this. You could wear it around. I mean, at least it looks like one. Maybe it's just plated, but we'll check that out. Our old tie clips. That looks like it used to have something on it. Right in the middle. Maybe one of these little, maybe something like that. Maybe they'd attach something like that at one point and it fell off. I'm going to set that one aside. An L and a dagger. Kind of neat. Lots of fun stuff in here. Okay, let's keep searching through the box. Oh, some military buttons. Brass military buttons. Those look a little bit earlier though. Those might be earlier than Second War. Those might be First War. Some bangles, just generic sort of bangles. Nothing, I don't think, too special about those. We've got pearls. Pearl necklace. Are they knotted in between each pearl? Maybe. Usually with real pearls, you look for irregularities. If they're seed pearls, they don't all have a uniform sort of shape. One way to find out if this is real or not, and it's not the most fun way to do it, but you take it, you rub it on your tooth, and it feels really gritty. Either your teeth are filthy dirty or you've got real pearls. That was actually gritty. I might have a second look at these, but I think that might be a real little set of pearls right there. Woohoo! Pretty fancy little clasp right here, or a wreath design. And it's got these claws, these sharp claws that go in and just grab your fabric. So that could be like a cape clasp or something you'd use to hold fabric together, obviously. There's a little mirror from the Wawa Temple. I have to look and see where that was. So you've got a mirror, and look, there's a secret little compartment right here on the back. Let's see what's inside. Oh, it's powder. So I guess you could powder yourself. I wonder if that's what that was meant for. Probably. Have a mirror on it. It's kind of neat. They put a little secret compartment on the back of that. That's cool. This looks like it's called French ivory. It's not real ivory. It's like a form of plastic that's called French ivory. Western Savings and Credit Union, Saskatchewan. And I think it's empty. Not a dime to be had, but I guess they kept it just in case. Another brooch. There's all these little bits and pieces in here too that have kind of fallen off of jewelry and gone by the wayside. There's another military button. You know, it's worth looking at these buttons too, because sometimes you find one that is Northwest Mounted Police. That could be a $40, $50 button. So it's worthwhile figuring out what the buttons are from. And that looks like another, I don't know what that would have been from. It's got the crown. It looks like almost like a Masonic piece or tool, you know, like a protractor or something, but we'll set that in the questionable pile. These are, oh, I know what that is. I was gonna say it looked like off of a box, but look, it's off of this box. Those are the missing legs off of this jewelry box. Okay, well, that's cool. So, and a little mirror. Oh, that's kind of cool. Lots of neat stuff in here. Some of these items we'll have to spend a little bit more time on to figure out if they're, you know, anything a little bit more special. But in all, I would say that was a pretty good score. So the sorting process will begin as I separate out the military items from the Masonic items and start to put little collections together. A couple of my favorite pieces in here, probably the cap badge is pretty cool, but the solid 18 karat white gold watch, great find at the bottom of a box. Possibly these antique gold buttons, the 1844 pre-Confederation coin, lots of fun stuff. I'm gonna have a great time in the next little bit just sorting through the rest of this and seeing what I got. And plus, you know, let's not discount the box itself, now that I know I've got the missing feet for it in the box. But that's actually kind of a cool jewelry box on its own, although it's pretty worn. You know, it's an 1800s jewelry box and the handle's still on it and everything, so a little worse for wear. This would have been like a crushed velvet all over the place here, which is really worn off, but man, still a cool box. So thanks for watching today's little video as we went through this really old jewelry box and found a lot of historic and cool items in here. A couple items I think go back to the 1800s or so, but it really spans from the 1800s to 1900s and 20s and 30s, right up to a couple pieces that were probably out of the 50s, like the little brooch, 40s and 50s stuff. So a box that definitely saw a lot of use over a lot of time. What a cool thing to go through. Thanks very much for watching today's video, guys. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for more episodes. We'll see y'all soon, and bye for now.